Imhotep, this is Professor Momo again with something for you to think about. People are getting too sensitive. Think about yourself as one of those people getting too sensitive. Sensitive about what? Well, look at what's unraveling in the United States, in the Midwest, for instance, and then going towards the south, you have the tornadoes that have created such trauma in people's lives, devastations and hardships and so forth. So for them, they are extremely sensitive to any kind of wind that is beyond the normal flow of winds. So every time there is a heavy flow of winds, people really get sensitive and begin to worry. So now let's work our way towards the east. Let's go to the Middle East. In the Middle East, you have the youth who have been extremely sensitive to dictatorships, and they have taken actions, and so the leaderships in those areas are now also sensitive to protecting their dictatorship roles in keeping people subdued, but then people are sensitive to being to the subduction that have existed in their lives for many years. So you have the crisis going on there, killings, the army coming in to kill people, but the people have found ways to overcome their sensitivity to fear. So dictatorships depend on imposing fear on people. So eventually people have found ways to overcome, to neutralize that fear, that particular sensitivity that harbors fear within them. So humanity has a way of overcoming certain factors in their lives. Now let's go further towards the east to Japan. Japan has had many earthquakes for many years, many serious earthquakes. The most recent one, as we all know, caused a great deal of devastation to the Japanese population. It is estimated that up to 20,000-30,000 people lost their lives. Of course, the government is spending over $300 billion to rebuild the country, so the country is in trauma. The people are in trauma. So now people walk around in Japan afraid. They see tree branches swaying back and forth, they think it's an earthquake. So people are very sensitive. When they see tree branches rocking back and forth, they think the earth is rocking underneath them, when in fact the earth is just steady. Why do people carry these perceptions within their heads? Why? Now the doctors in Japan are still battling to find reasons and to find ways to help people to overcome these kinds of trauma. But the answer is really simple. The answer is definitely simple, and it's all neurological. But to understand the neurology of it, we have to go to the mind. And this is where the problem lies for these doctors, because for these doctors, they cannot even separate memory from mind. All of these experiences are stored in the memory. And that's why we are showing these waves here. The waves that you are seeing here, you see the red wave, which is the first harmonic wave. That is a wave that is symbolic of every human thinking, because where you have the mind coming into memory, the mind is pure, and so it brings into memory a level of purity, because the mind is coming from spirit. Now I don't care whether Western nonsense science believes what I say or not. I'm not talking about theory here, because they know that it's something that goes beyond the physical realm, and I'm not being esoteric or metaphysical or nothing like that. They know that we as Africans, we Dogon, we never had satellites, we never had telescopes, we never had microscopes, yet we have been able to define how the Sirius stars 50 trillion miles from Earth operate in their trajectory. We have been able to map that in the sands of Mali, in the sand. No telescopes, please throw your telescope away. We don't need your telescopes. We have been able to define the DNA. No microscopes, please. Crick, who got the Nobel Prize in 1953 or somewhere around that, took our secret about the DNA. We never looked into anybody's blood. So I am saying here that these things happen because of the factors here that I'm talking about. Now you have pure energy. Pure energy in the dark universe is from where your spirit emerges, and then your spirit then becomes your mind, and so the purity of the dark universe comes into your spirit, your pure spirit, and then your pure spirits become your mind, and then your mind enters your memories to influence the calmness, the patience, the peace that is there in the dark universe. I'm not asking you, I'm not convincing you to believe me. I'm telling you the fact. There's no theory here, because of the fact that we understand time bubbles, and we understand that time becomes space. We know that. There's no scientist on this planet that can come and argue that fact, and I will show that to you, how time bubbles transform into space. There was no space. The only existence that was before there was a star was the black dark African universe, dark universe. There's no dark matter, by the way. That is wrong. There is no dark matter. I'm saying that now. So I'm telling you all of this, that where people become sensitive, we got to go into the in total of how the mind comes into interact with memory. So for instance, where you have these people who are over there in the Midwest and also in the southern part of the United States, as well as people who are in Japan, where they are becoming too sensitive, and where now you are seeing the waves there, you have square waves and then triangular waves. Because when you become too sensitive, you are actually not now listening to the spiritual waves that are coming from your mind, giving you the reality of what your soul should be doing. You are now distracted because some event has created and imposed fear into you. And you heard me mention a minute ago about those young people there, those very bold young Arab boys and girls in the Middle East who are telling you, look, we are not afraid of the guns, we are not afraid of security forces, we are not afraid of snipers, we are not afraid of dictatorships, we are not afraid. These Arab boys are getting the message from spirit. They know that every human being is endowed in peace and freedom. Every human being is endowed with peace and freedom, and therefore their time has come to declare their ability to exercise that power of peace and freedom. And so no matter whether you have your atom bomb, drop your atom bomb, they are still going to be there to say, my freedom is what must exercise itself now. Look at what is happening in Libya. Those people in Libya are fighting Gaddafi's forces with primitive, those boys are not even trained military boys in Libya. Yet this man who has been training his military for over 40 years can do nothing. So we are seeing the universe giving us evidences as to what is to become people. People, stop being sensitive. Just know that you are not fighting your fight. Know that the universe is fighting your fight. I don't care what they do. You know, they are planning what they call platform warfare. You are seeing that now through HARP. This HARP, H-A-A-R-P nonsense is what now they are using for platform warfare. So with platform warfare, they can come and destroy a particular section of your town, of your city. Just like some people are in fact saying that the tornadoes are being imposed on the Midwest and the South through platform warfare. That in fact the earthquake in Japan was imposed by platform warfare. They initiate earthquakes, they initiate all of these things. They have also some scientists who have been involved with this HARP project say that in fact this thing can induce any problems on the planet, because it functions like a piano, like piano strings, where each piano string has its own harmonic frequency. And so you can cause a particular string to vibrate at a certain harmonic frequency, and so that vibration then will influence the other strings around it to also reverberate. And so you have a series of after effects that continue on and on. But the fact of this now, for you human beings, stop being sensitive. People stop being sensitive. People begin to go back inside of you. People start to understand what is causing your sensitivity. What is really causing your sensitivity? Well, let's just take a look at today. Today is Friday, April 29, 2011. Now, what is happening today? Well, what is happening today is the wedding of the guy that they believe is going to become the King of England someday. And they estimate that there are going to be 2 billion people watching this craziness. Look at that, 2 billion people waste their time to watch something that is meant to make them slaves. And of course they say that this boy's mother, when she married, there were 800 million people that observed the wedding. So those who are going to watch this thing are going to see a lot of pageantry, a lot of wealth. Where did Britain get all that wealth from? All the gold you are going to see, all the silver, all the beautiful ornaments and everything that you are going to see. Where did Britain get that from? And yet the whole world is worshipping the royal family. This is sad. Humanity is sad. Now, who the Caucasian particularly should be worshipping? For instance, the Caucasian in America should be worshipping the Native Americans, the Indians. That's who the Caucasian in America should be worshipping, because those are the ones that have wisdom. All Europeans, including this royalty and Britain, and all Europeans should be worshipping Africans, because the Africans are the ones that have the wisdom, and it's the wisdom that have given them the wealth that they are enjoying today. So humans, you got to learn to be yourself. You are not going to have any solutions at all if you keep denying to go back inside of you. Whether you like it or not, you are going to go back inside of you. I'm telling you this because the era of Aquarius is here. The era of Aquarius is here, and all the lies, all these deceptions are going to die. Whether you like them or not, there is not going to be any more of this nonsense. You wait until we get into 200-300 years of Aquarius. All this nonsense is off. I'm Professor Mama. I really want to emphasize the point that humans, we do refuse to acknowledge change. We do refuse to accept change. We do refuse to even accept the changes that are required to heal us of our problems, to cure us of our pains. We do refuse to accept that. I mean, there are people who are stuck up on addiction, some form of addiction, like for instance those who smoke. Their lungs are all dead inside of them. They say, well, we've got to cut off the lung. They say, okay, cut it off and put an artificial lung in me so I can continue to smoke. I can continue to smoke. Cut off my lungs, then I can continue to. That craziness is just beyond their honest. Not me, because I understand it. But anyways, I wish you all good luck, because at some point you are going to discover yourself. Yes, you will discover yourself. Inward, come back inside, come back in and begin to understand your pineal gland or pineal gland, pineal gland, however you call it. With your pineal gland, you begin to understand how melatonin comes out of serotonin. What is happening with these people who are getting too sensitive? If you are getting too sensitive, measure how your serotonin and melatonin ratios are functioning. What is your serotonin melatonin ratio? I will give you an accurate measure of that using the pineal gland gauge. Go to the Dogon University of Thought and look up the BSI test. Under that you see the pineal gauge. I use what I call the pinostats. The pinostat is what I developed to measure how serotonin and melatonin ratios can be presented. So you see that ratio, now you know why you are getting sensitive, because your serotonin will measure higher than your melatonin, and when your serotonin measures higher than your melatonin, that means that your pineal is dysfunctional, your pineal is calcified, because the process that makes serotonin produce melatonin, which is called deamination, amination, okay, amination, deamination is not happening because your pineal gland is calcified. And I can show you how you decalcify your pineal, and you will then begin to free yourself from this, where the earth is shaking under me when the earth is not shaking under you, where the wind that is blowing is bringing hurricane or tornadoes to me when the wind is not even going to initiate that at all. I want you to have that clarity of mind. That is what I do. I am a Dogon high priest. I give you the science from its source. I don't give you theory that will be overthrown in 5 years because some other smart guy comes in and says he is a better scientist than Einstein, and then another psychologist comes in and says he's a better psychologist than Freud, and then another guy comes in who says I'm a better evolutionist than Darwin. No, this fight between these people here is all nonsense. You know, they don't know what they are talking about. So here it is, you got to come to the source. And where is the source?